Hey, so thank you so much for this comment. I very much appreciate you taking the time to type things out. You are correct that this initial press conference was for Zelensky to sign a deal. I have been reading some news articles about it and watching some. So, yeah, I'm over here flipping through Al Jazeera. I also have CNN open as well. Let's put it this way. Yes, he was there to sign a deal for minerals, right? That part I'm not I didn't discuss that part in my video. One, it's a 60-second video, and two, I don't necessarily think that the way Zelensky handled this was wrong, right? Zelensky is in the middle of a war. He's come to America. He's decided he's going to agree at the time, he decided he was going to agree to allow the United States access to minerals because it's a very resource-rich area in Ukraine. Probably why Russia's so interested in wanting to take them over. So he decided to offer that to the United States, and then they have a press conference. And the reality is you can't expect somebody who's actively at war to not mention that the fact that they're at war at all during the press conference. Also, Zelensky was emphasizing, based off of these articles I'm reading, Zelensky was emphasizing that if the United States wants something so they were supposed to sign the agreement after lunch, right? So let me read a little bit of it. So it says, this is the Al Jazeera article. It says, as the two leaders settled into the Oval Office for their first press appearance of the day, Trump launched into his usual talking points, touting the deal to access Ukraine's rare earth metals. We're going to sign the agreement in the conference in the East Room in a little, right after lunch, Trump said. We have something that is a very fair deal, and we look forward to getting in and digging, and working and getting some of the rare earth. But very quickly it became clear that the two leaders were not on the same page. Zelensky emphasized that any agreement, the rare deals agreement, Zelensky emphasized that any agreement needed to include security assurances for Ukraine, something that the U.S. under Trump so far has avoided. He says, Zelensky, I hope that this document, the first document, will be the first step to real security assurances for Ukraine. The Ukrainian president said, our people, our children are really counting on it. And to me, I think it's very rich for us in the West to look at Zelensky and be like, he deviated from the script. He made the drama public. It's like his country is at war. His people are dying. Like, there's a lot of stress on Ukraine at this time, right? And to sit there and be like, well, he made the drama public. It's like, okay, if the United States wants to get the rare metals if the United States want the rare metals from Ukraine, then the least they can do is say, okay, while we're mining for metals, we will offer you some protections. We will find a way to safeguard your country while we come and extract minerals from you. I think it's so crazy that they will see a country being war-torn and then be like, well, we want your minerals, but we're not going to do anything for you to help you in return. And especially if they were planning to sign the agreement at lunch and the press conference was before that, like, I mean, I guess he could have brought it in private and raised the concern privately. But to me, I'm thinking if you're touting the fact that this deal is on the books and it's going to happen, there needs to be some assurances. And what it looks like to me is that Trump feels that because Zelensky is in a weak spot, that he doesn't have to give any concessions to Zelensky. He can just ask Zelensky to get the medals and Zelensky will just give them over with no assurances that something is going to be done for him in return. I think it was a very fair argument that Zelensky made, and I see nothing wrong with what he did. I'm going to be honest. I'm trying to scroll Twitter right now because I saw a tweet last night. That was very interesting. Unfortunately, I retweet so much. I don't know if I can find it. But there was something that said that there was an agreement from about 1993 where Ukraine was expected to put away their nuclear armaments and their Black Fleet, I believe it was, and in exchange for the here I found it. I just found it. It's this one right here. So it says it's by Tristan Snell. He says America is now violating the agreement that it made with Ukraine in 1993, guaranteeing Ukraine's security in exchange for Ukraine giving up its nuclear arsenal and Black Sea fleet. Either America needs to honor its promises or Ukraine gets its nukes and ships back. Don't you agree? So now this is a tweet that I have not yet 100% dug into and verified. But I believe that he is a lawyer. So I'm going to trust what he has to say here, but I do want to look into this a bit more. I do want to look into this a bit more, but to me it's like if this is what America has been promising Ukraine up until now, then America really doesn't have a case to say that they're staying out of it and it's none of their business and that, it's just about the mineral deal. You had no right to bring up the war. I'm going to look that up more, but I just wanted to raise that as a potential thing to think about. But I'm sorry, nobody's going to convince me that Zelenskyy was the wrong person in that interview. Okay, if you don't want to talk about it publicly, fine. But the reality of the matter is Trump was going to go on that press conference and tell everybody how great his negotiation skills were, how he was going to bring peace to that part of the world, and how he's managed to bring Zelenskyy and Putin to the table. And it's just a difference of personalities, not like one side is having their people slaughtered for absolutely no reason, you know? And I personally believe that if Trump wants something out of the Ukrainian people, he needs to offer